Hello and welcome. Today's video we are going to learn entire things about logic on how to solve specifically symbolizing how to know about distributed terms, logical forms, quantifiers, converting sentences into the opposition of proposition square, that is from A type to E type, or contradictory, contrary, subaltern, and subcontrary conversions that comes in the question paper. Along with that, we'll also learn about how to transfer or convert propositions from one type to another in terms of converse, obverse, obverted converse, contrapositive, full and partial both, and inverse, full and partial both. These many questions and sub-questions that come about in the question paper is covering approximately 25 marks. Over and above that, there are many question and answers which can also be solved, question and answers, not these solve ones, that is not the ones that I just spoke about. Over and above this, many of these questions come from this pattern of obverse, converse, what is obverse. So you can write on that also once you understand the concept. So let's start this video. What is proposition types in traditional logic? So there are four types of propositions in logic, that is traditional logic. They are: A, universal affirmative. The logical form is all S R P. This is a standard logical format. S means subject, P means predicate, R means copula. All is a quantifier. It says everything of S is P. So how do you make it in a Venn diagram? It's very simple. So we have all of S. This is everything that S is, that is subject. So let us say this is Mumbai. Everybody is staying in Mumbai. So let's say this is Mumbai. Okay, subject is Mumbai. Everybody who is staying in Mumbai is actually staying or comes under Maharashtra. So all of S, so Maharashtra you can say is P. P means predicate. And the statement was everybody who stays in Mumbai stays in Maharashtra. Because Mumbai comes under Maharashtra. So it says all S are P. So we say that this S, the subject part, the Mumbai part, is distributed. Why distributed? Because every member of this S class, the quality of that is distributed to all of its term. Whereas Maharashtra, which some part of Maharashtra comes under Mumbai. So this is known as undistributed, meaning it is not distributed to all members. Some members are outside Mumbai also. Okay, so that is why we say that the distributed term is the subject part, that is Mumbai, and undistributed part is Maharashtra. Okay, next we go to E-type proposition. This is also called as universal negative. So they may tell us in the question paper to convert from universal affirmative or universal general to universal negative. They may tell us that way also. But they may tell us that convert from A-type proposition to E-type proposition. So we should be able to do that. So an A-type proposition standard logical format is all SRP. This is the standard format. Okay. So all crows are black. All dogs are, or all dogs are domestic pet, or all roses are beautiful. So this is standard format in which you can put any subject and any predicate. All runners are running the marathon race, something like this. Okay, so this is a standard format. I can't go much deeper than this, so I have to cover many topics. So this is a Venn diagram of that. All S are P. So basically we draw it like this. So all of S comes under P, but not all P come under S. Some part of the P will be coming in the S. So the reverse is not true. So we can say all S are P, but we cannot say all P are S at the same time. Okay, now let's go into the next one. No S are P, meaning there are two components. One is S class and one is P class. So it's saying nothing which is in S is in P. S is completely separate. So this is distributed. The quality or the members in this have the same quality, but the same quality is not in the P. That is, the quality of this is distributed to all members of the class S, and P, the class P, the members in this all have the quality of the P, but they do not have interchange. So they are both distributed. They are both a distributed term. So understand this. I'm covering both of them. So when everything of S is in S and nothing of S is outside of S, that is subject. Okay, I'll repeat again. Nothing of the subject which should be in the subject, that is all people staying in, for example, Mumbai, are in Mumbai, and all people staying in Delhi are in Delhi. They are separate. They are not combined. They cannot be combined. Whoever stays in Mumbai has that quality of Mumbai. Whoever stays in Delhi has the quality of Delhi. Okay, another example would be salt and sugar. They have a separate quality. Okay, all sugar will be sweet. They cannot be salty, and all salt will be salty, not sugary, and so on. So you understand, they are distinct. They are separate. So that is why they are distributed. The members have the same quality. All salts will have the same type of quality. All sugar will have the same type of quality, sweetness. So that is why they say what is distributed is the quality in all the members. They are of the same type. Okay, so no S or P. Nothing of S is in P, and then nothing of P is in S. No P are S, no S or P. Now these are interchangeable, because we say that what is not in S is not in P. So then we can also say whatever is not in P or what is P is not S. They both ways. Okay, no S or P, no P or S. Both is valid. Okay. Next is I. It's known as particular affirmative. Okay, some S R P. So the Venn diagram for that is some S means some part of the S. Let's say some part. Okay, this part. Some part of the S is in P. Okay, so we can say some part of Mumbai. No, some part of Mumbai is in Andheri. Okay, I don't stay in Andheri, but I'm just telling you. Some part of Mumbai, yes, it is true. Some part is in Andheri. Okay, and some part is not in Andheri. So we can say some SRP. Okay, and at the same time we can reverse it also and say some PRS. Yes, of course. So this is P part, this is at S part. So some part of the S is in P and some part of the P is in S. So they're both undistributed. They're both undistributed. both undistributed terms. Okay, so they'll ask us this thing in question, which term is undistributed, or sorry, which term is distributed, they will ask. So they ask which term is distributed, we say for a I-type proposition, no parts, neither subject nor predicate is distributed. They are both undistributed. Okay. For the E-type proposition, we saw that both parts are distributed. Subject and predicate both are distributed. Okay. So we covered all three of this. Here the standard format is some SRP. Some part of the Mumbai is Andheri. Okay. Some people are happy. Alright. Let's move to the O proposition type. It's known as particular negative. Some S are not P. So some S. So let's say some subjects are not in P. Okay. So if they are not in P, so they are talking about this part. Are not, some part of the S. This side, not this one. Are not in P. Correct. They are not in P. Some part is there, which is the I-type proposition. But here we are talking about O-type proposition, which is particularly negative. So this side, which I have done with a zigzag line, this part is not in P. Okay. And some part, can we reverse it? Some P are not S? No. Some P of it is not S. So the reverse does not work here. Some P are not S. They're saying not S. If I reverse this, some P are not S. No, it's not true. Some P are in S. So the reverse of this does not work. So only reverse of this, that is E proposition, works, and reverse of I proposition works. We can say some S are P and some P are S also for the I proposition type. Alright, now let's move to the next one. So I have simplified. This is very important to understand before we move ahead. So that is why I took a lot of time in this to explain. Once this is clear, this concept is clear, then we can move forward. Now let us look at distributed. I have already covered this. So I'll quickly go through this. How we draw this table. If you don't remember which term is distributed and which term is not distributed, whether subject is distributed or predicate is distributed, you can create a very simple table. Just write A, E, I, O on a rough page. Okay. Create a one table like this. Okay. On top write SP, that is subject and predicate. Start with D, D, U, U. Okay, and then continue again U, D, U, D, alternate. So first two D's, two U's, then UD, UD again. So now once you have this rough note on your back side of the question paper, you can easily, even whatever proposition type comes, you can easily say, if it's a E-type proposition, then you say that both terms are distributed. If it's a I-type proposition, you say both terms are undistributed. I explained already what is distributed. Distributed means that quality of that class is distributed to all its members. Okay, everybody staying in Mumbai has that quality of Mumbai. So it's distributed to all members of all citizens of Mumbai. I can't go easier than this. But do let me know if you are not able to. Just give me some kind of indication that you have not understood, either in comment or I don't know how you'll do that. But Just let me know if you have understood also and if you have not understood also. If my explanation is easy to understand or difficult to understand, both ways I'll be happy to know, so that I can maybe improve it in the for the next semester or whatever. Okay, so we have proposition type A, which is known as universal affirmative. We already said. We saw the standard form also, which is all SRP. All these things you have to know. If you don't know this, if you don't take your time to understand all this, then it will be difficult to going ahead. So it's better if you don't understand here and you still want to go ahead. Don't I would say no, don't go ahead. Look at some other video on YouTube or wherever. If you can understand it much simpler from somewhere else, please do that. Don't waste your time here. It will be of no use if you don't know these things. It's very, very important to understand all of this before we move ahead, because this is the basic foundation for us going ahead. So example is all dogs are mammals, all crows are black, all swans are white. Many examples. Everything that I can tell you is in this A type proposition. All standard, this is standard logical form. All subjects are predicate. I told you S is subject, P is predicate. The subject term is distributed, predicate term is undistributed. So they'll ask us which term of this is distributed. So we say the subject term dog is distributed, and the predicate part mammal is undistributed. As simple as this. It says subject distributed, predicate undistributed. In E is known as universal negative. The standard logical form is no SRP. Example is no cats are reptiles. No stones are living things. No humans can fly. Okay. All humans are mortal on the A type proposition. And if you have to just convert this, so we say no humans are mortal. It's a standard format. It may not be valid. Every human is a mortal. That is, every human dies. All humans die. So this is like no cats are reptiles. No cats can fly. We can say that. No cats are lions. Okay, something like this. So standard format, standard example. I'm keep giving you this. So in this, both subject and predicate is distributed. So the question paper, they'll ask us which term, because these are all terms. So which term is distributed? So we say subject and predicate both are distributed. The term is basically subject and predicate. So cats and reptiles both are distributed terms. In the I, it's particular affirmative. The standard logical format is some SRP. Some birds are colorful. Some fruits that I ate are sweet. Some are not. Some places I like to visit. So this is a format of some SRP. Some students are girls. Some students are boys in the class, that is. Some students pass, some students don't pass. It's like that. It's a standard format. Subject term in the I proposition type, which is particular affirmative. In this, both are undistributed term, because the quality is not distinct, not exhaustive. Okay, it is not exhaustive nor completely inclusive. It is distributed. The quality is distributed between both subject and predicate. That is why they are undistributed. If you did not understand undistributed, go back again in the previous starting point and understand this before we move ahead. O particular type. Some as are not. This is a standard format. Some as subjects are not predicates. So some students are not athletes. Some lawyers are not truthful. And in the I particular type, some lawyers are truthful. Some lawyers are honest. Some lawyers are not honest. In this O particular negative, the predicate part is distributed. That is, athletes are distributed. Let's go to distribution, explanation of the distribution. This is again just explaining more in detail. This can come in the question answers uh, for the 2 mark or maybe 4 mark to explain us what is A type proposition universal affirmative. So we have to write its logical form, standard logical form, all S are P, and then we say the subject is distributed, which we saw earlier, because all S means the entire class of S is included. That is why I said that is distributed. The predicate is undistributed because it does not refer to the whole class of P. I have already explained this at the starting of the video. E, universal negative, no S R P, again standard logical format. The subject is distributed. Why? Because the statement applies to all of S. This one also explained. All of S, all of P. And here in the first one it was okay. The separate, S is separate. If it's everything in S is separate, then it is distributed. Everything in P is separate, so that is distributed. Even if it combines, then it is undistributed. The predicate is also distributed because no S means none of the entire P class is included. Okay. I particular affirmative, some S are P. The subject is undistributed because some S does not include the whole class. So in this, we had this type of Venn diagram. And we were talking about this part. Okay. This part. So some S, there's some S are P. Yes. Some P, yes, are in S. So they are both undistributed. The qualities are shared between the both of them. They are not separate, distinct. Like the A type and the E type proposition. Let's go into the O type proposition. So here we have this is the S part. So they are saying some S are not P. Yes, some S are not P, but some P is an S. Okay, so the predicate part is distributed. Some S are not P, and the predicate is distributed because not P. It says some S are not P, correct. So P is inclusive, applies to the entire P class. Okay. Now table of proposition types and substitute words. This is given on page number 39, 40, 41, and summary is given on page number 45 of our elementary logic book. Okay, you can go and check that out there also. There are more terms that are given, so you can check that also. So they may not give us a universal affirmative proposition starting with all only. They can say every, and then they'll start that sentence. So these are all substitute words. Every, alone, okay, every human being needs to breathe. So every means all. Alone is also, alone means separate. So S, all S, alone. Only is also all. Each is also all. Whoever, everybody they are talking about. Whosoever, everybody. Each means everyone. Only means everyone, all. Any can means anybody can, means everybody can, that is. Invariably, this also comes. Invariably means all. Without exception, without any exceptions means everyone. The whole means everyone, all. So these are all these statements represent the word all, which is A type proposition, universal affirmative. Now let us look at E, universal negative. No S R P. The substitute words are not a single. never, not at all, none, nobody. Nobody means no. Nothing means no. Again, the starting two word itself says no. Not means no. Not a single means no. Not even one means none. There is no. Again, no. It is a false that any means they are talking about it in a negative sense. It is false that anyway we have checked out already. Any means all. But now it is saying it is false that any. We saw that, earlier the word any was also a anyone can. So it's opposite of that. It says it's false. False means it goes into the E proposition type, universal negative. Now let's move on to the I particular affirmative. Some S R P. Some means few, a few. A few means also would mean some. Several means many but not all. Several means many but not all. Occasionally. Occasionally means sometimes. So again it goes into some. Many. Many means not all. So we have to distinguish, we should be able to distinguish between the words whether it is A type or E type. At least one. At least one means some. There exists. There exists. So it's a, we'll look at this. This is known as existential quantifier. Okay. There exists at least one. So this is an I type proposition. A part of. So it is not complete. Frequently means most times, but not always. Now let's move on to the O particular type. The standard logical form is some S are not is the standard form. Whereas for the I particular affirmative it is some are. Few are not. Not all are happy. Not all people are happy. Few people are not happy. Not all people are happy. So when they talk about not, the word not, it means you have to equate it with O particular negative. This is the key word that I use to determine whether it's a O particular or other type of proposition. Frequently, people are not honest. Means O type proposition. Rarely not. So wherever not you see, it means it will go into O particular negative. Not all. At least one is not. At least one of the student is not honest. Okay. Sometimes people are not honest. A part of the students are not intelligent. Means some are not intelligent. There exists at least one student who is not tall. Okay, so the sentence can come in any way. So we should be able to determine whether to put it in O particular, I particular, or E universal, or A universal. Whether negative, positive, it is difference. So we should be able to, you should be able to know what is affirmative and what is negative. They can just tell you change from universal affirmative to universal negative. So you should be able to understand that they are telling you to change A type proposition to E type proposition. Okay. Now let us look at few sentences now. These are all which have come in the exam papers. So they will tell us to, they'll give us this sentence. Okay, and they'll tell us convert this into its logical form. Okay, they'll tell us in three parts. They'll tell us in three parts. First is convert it into its logical form, determine its type or state what type it is, and state which term is distributed. So it will ask in three parts, and this will come for I think 3 marks. Okay, I have collated or collected all questions that have come in this type of format, and you can solve more if you want to from your textbook. So few children do not love. So we already know not means do not. I already explained. Not means it's an O type proposition. Okay. So few means some. So some children are not lovers of circus. Some children are not. So this is a standard form because we need to have some are not. This is the O proposition type. Okay. So standard logical format is, as we already studied, some S are not P. In this, S is what? Children, because it's a subject. Are not is a predicate, and lovers of circus is predicate. Sorry, are not is copula. So kindly pardon any mistakes in the way I'm saying and what I'm reading. There could be a mismatch due to for me to cover so many topics. There may be a slip of tongue, so excuse that and just move ahead. And also let me know in the comment section. I don't mind you commenting in the comment section that there is a mistake at this particular timeline or whatever. It may help other students. Just put it in the comment section. That will be more helpful. And you all can also check the comment section to understand which parts have errors, or I may have missed out something. I may have miscommunicated it. But otherwise, the concept is very simple. If you understood the concept, you'll be able to detect the error immediately. Okay. Take it as a test also to see whether you are able to find any errors in this. So already we covered the logical form, very simple. So you have to write it in this way. The logical form is some children are not lovers of circus. The type is particular negative O. Particular negative O type proposition. Distributed term we already checked. In O type, the predicate is distributed. And below this you can also write the name of the term, which is lovers of circus, in the bracket. Next, human nature never changes. Never means no. Never. So you should be able to determine what type of proposition it is by the keyword of it. So the standard logical format then would be no S RP or no SSP. Okay. Both are copula. Is also copula. R is also copula. So the human nature never changes. So we say no, human nature is changeable. You have to understand this a little bit and just write it. And also write the standard logical form. I think you'll get marks even if you write the standard logical form. But better to write this also and change it into its appropriate proposition type. Type is universal negative E. You have to write all of this. Universal negative E. Distributed term, we know both subject and predicate are distributed terms. That is human nature. Human nature changes. Both are subject predicate. Both are distributed terms. Next, women are jealous. Means that whenever they say, whenever they don't give you a quantifier or the quantity, that is all, some are not, or no. So you have to always say, state it as they are talking about every woman. All women they are talking about. Okay. So all women are jealous. All S is P. Whatever, like you can use any of these words depending on what is there in this sentence. So if they're saying are, then you have to use the logical format all S are P. It is a universal affirmative A type proposition, we know that. And in this, the subject term is distributed. Few men succeeded. Some men are successful. Few means some. Some men are successful. You cannot say some man is successful. Okay, as per the grammar. So some men are successful. Some S are P. This is a I type particular affirmative proposition. And in this, none of the terms are distributed. Educated persons are not. Are not means it's a O type proposition. So some educated persons are not the best. Some S are not P. This is a standard logical format. It's particular negative O type proposition. In this, we already know, we already covered, predicate part is the distributed term. Predicate is the distributed term. old paths are not the best. Are not, again it's a O type proposition. Some old, because we have to write sums, so that's a standard format. Now from here on, this in this it's not written, but this is the same thing. Some S are not P, the same format. Okay, some subject is old paths are not the best. Okay, it's a particular negative O type proposition, and the distributed term is the predicate. Graduates alone are eligible, means all graduates they are talking about. Alone, graduates alone are eligible, means all eligible persons are graduates. As I earlier told you, when they don't state the proposition type, so you have to assume they are talking about all eligible persons are graduates. All SRP. It's a universal affirmative A type proposition, and its distributed term is the predicate. In A type, is subject distributed or predicate is distributed? Subject is distributed. The technique was DDUU, UD. This is a A-type proposition. In A-type, the distributed term is the subject. So this is wrong. Okay. I hope you also got it before I told you. Graduates alone are eligible. All SRP. Few Indians. Few means some. Again. R means it's a I-type proposition. Few are. Some are. Some SRP. Here S is Indian wrestlers. So some Indian wrestlers. Some. Subject is Indian wrestlers. R. Predicate is long lived. Some Indian wrestlers are long lived. This is a particular affirmative I-type proposition. In I-type proposition, both terms are undistributed. So you just write none. None of the terms are distributed. Only means all. Only ignorant persons hold such positions. All persons who hold such positions are ignorant. So all are. And the proposition type will be like all SRP. This one. Okay. It's a universal affirmative A-type proposition. The predicate part is distributed. Wrong. Once again, subject part is distributed. Okay, correct this. It's a subject is distributed, as we saw in the table here that we created. So this is subject, this is predicate part. Some errors may crop up in the note sheet. Just correct that on your own. Every student is honest. Every means all. A-type proposition. All students, you cannot write is. All students, because you have to write S. It becomes plural. All students are honest. Universal affirmative A-type. Again, subject is the distributed term. This is correct. In A-type, subject is distributed. Are not some facts stranger than fiction? Are not. So they're talking about are not some facts stranger than fiction. Some facts are stranger than fiction. Here in this case we should not get confused. Are not some facts stranger than fiction? Some facts are not. Some facts are. We'll have to check this one. We'll have to recheck this. Are not some facts stranger than fiction? So if we remove this out first, are not, and just read it as some facts are stranger than fiction. Some facts are stranger than fiction. So basically this when you say are not means you are. Is it not like that? Let me recheck. Okay, so this is correct. So when they say some are not some people sad in their life, or are not some people happy in their life, even in spite of troubles? So basically say they are saying that some people are happy even though they are in trouble, or they face difficulties in life. So it is the same thing. So this is correct. It's an I type proposition. So it could be a tricky kind of question. So we should not get confused with this as O type proposition. So it's kind of a question it's asking. Okay. So we have to ignore this and see it as are only. Some are. That is I type proposition. So in that, none of the terms are distributed in the I type. Judges are not at all partial. So this is of course an E type proposition. Judges are not at all. So again, this is not. So again, we should not confuse this as an O type proposition. Not at all means no, none, never. Judges are not partial. Okay, no judges are partial. No SRP. Now how do you convert this? So no, first you have to write no, subject. We have to find subjects. Find subject is judges. Then you have to put the copula RR. And at all is not at all means no only. Partial is the predicate. So we put predicate here. Universal negative. Right? It is universal negative E type proposition. Both subject and predicate are distributed terms. Next, frequently means sometimes. Are not. Some are not means it's a O type proposition. Some athletes, instead of frequently we write some. Some athletes are not vegetarians. Correct. Means some S are not P. That's a standard logical format. Some S are not P. It's a particular negative O type proposition and its predicate is the distributed term. Not a single means none, no. No artist is a painter. Not a single artist is a painter. Of course, when we say no, it means it's a universal negative E type proposition in which both subject and predicate are distributed terms. Lawyers are invariably means all lawyers they are talking about. Earlier we checked the substitute table. If you have skipped that and moved on to this one, so go back and check all the substitute words. I've told you on which page of the textbook those terms are stated and the summary of that. Go through all the substitute words, compatible words for all. Okay. All lawyers are analytical. It's a universal affirmative A type. Subject is distributed. Not a single unicorn is a domestic animal. Not a single means no. Again, not a single. No unicorn is a domestic animal. Universal negative. Okay, type is universal negative. Both subject and predicate are distributed terms. Okay, we have to cover many of them. Rarely musicians are not astronauts. Rarely musicians are not astronauts. Rarely means sometimes, and are not. Some are not. It's a O type proposition. Some musicians are not astronauts is the logical form. Some S are not P. In this O type proposition, we know that the predicate part is the distributed term. Lawyers are wealthy means all lawyers. Whenever they have not stated anything, I have already told you, you have to use the universal affirmative. They are stating all lawyers are wealthy persons. So we are all wealthy persons now, or going to be wealthy people. So it is a universal affirmative A type. subject is distributed. Jackfruits are never grown, means no jackfruits are grown things or grown fruits. It's a universal negative. Subject, predicate both are distributed. Some woman gossip means some means it's a I type proposition. Some women are gossipers. So this is a standard form that we have to put. Some SRP, particular affirmative I type. None of the terms are distributed. Few roses are red. So few means some, and R means I type proposition. Some roses are red. Some SRP. Some SRP. Particular affirmative I type proposition. None of the terms are distributed. Any farmer, any means all. Farmer, all farmers can attend the seminar. So it's a universal affirmative because it is an all. Subject is distributed, correct. Not a single means no. No politicians keep their promises. No politician is a promise keeper. No politicians keep their promise. You can write it like that also. Doesn't matter. No politician is a promise keeper. No S is P. Universal negative E type proposition, correct. Both subject and predicate are distributed, correct. 3 more left, I suppose. Yeah, 3 more left, and we have covered all different type of combinations. A few means some, and R means it's a I type proposition. So some doctors are social workers. Some doctors are social workers. Type is particular affirmative I type proposition. None of the terms are distributed in I. Not a single artist is a painter. Not a single means no. No artist is a painter. No S is P. I'm going a little faster now, so you should be able to catch up with me. Universal negative E type proposition. Both subject and predicate are distributed terms in E type proposition. Lawyers are invariably, means all lawyers are analytical. This is already we have covered previously. This has come twice in the question paper, so it has again come up here. Universal affirmative A type proposition, subject is distributed, correct, in A type. So we have covered everything of this. This comes for around 3 to 6 marks, I suppose. Let me just check that out. Okay, so we can see here, this is 2024 question paper, Jan 2024, for first year BA LLB semester 1 regular. And in that, this solve any 2 questions for 12 marks, means each is for 6 marks and 6 marks. Okay, so they'll give us four options. Out of that, 2 has to be selected, and out of that A is for 6 marks, so each will be for 2 marks. Okay, so we should be able to immediately detect. Invariably means all. Frequently means some. Are not. Okay, not a single means no. This we should be able to determine immediately, and then state which term is distributed for the. This is a E type proposition. Some are not is a O type proposition. All is a A type proposition. So we should be able to state immediately what type of proposition it is. Then once we know what type of proposition it is, then we can state whether it is a distributed or an undistributed term. Okay, so this is, I have gone in detail and covered all different combinations, permutations of question 3A. Okay, this comes in the exam paper every year that I have seen in the last many papers. So I am using an inductive inference here when I say that. You understand what I am saying? It's an inductive reasoning. I have observed that these type of questions have come in this year, previous year, so it will come in this year also. So this is an example of inductive reasoning. I have observed 10 swans which are white, and I have observed all swans that I saw are white. Therefore, my conclusion is all swans are white. I'm just digressing just to make you understand. I just remembered this, so I just stated it here. Okay. So in the next video, I'll cover the B part of it. identify the following compound proposition. Sometimes they give you simple proposition also, and sometimes they give you compound proposition also, and then they tell you to symbolize it, construct a truth table for it. It's a very simple thing. 6 and 6 mark easily scoreable, 12 marks. We don't have to go into okay, in B there is a sub component also, which also has 3. So this will be for 3 marks, and this will be for total will be B will be total 6 mark, but it will be divided into 2 3 3 parts. Okay, so this is not 6 marks. So 6 3 3, both are very simple. So we'll cover the first part in the next video. Okay, different combinations, permutations that have come of all compound propositions, symbolizing it and constructing a truth table for it. Okay, thank you very much. Do share this video link with your college group friends. This is a new video that I'm making, so share this. This will be very helpful to your friends, or to your in your college group also. I'm sure many people may be needing these kind of videos, so I think it will be very useful for every one of you. Thank you very much for listening. Don't subscribe, but do share it definitely, because it will help other people. Okay, don't like, but share it with other people. Take care. Bye bye. Best of luck for your elementary logic semester 1 exam, which is tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.